All right, folks, so my next guest has been absolutely crushing it. I mean, just she applies sort of the sort of VC approach to things. So they get in a lot of these stocks early. But the great news is they've found a way for retail to get in some names early, certainly not waiting for these overpriced IPOs. So I'm going to bring in EntrepreneurShares LLC, their COO, Ava Ottos. Ava, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
First and foremost, I mean, you're still killing it. Every day it seems like someone jumps on an app loving bandwagon, so I'm thinking about you a lot. But let's talk about this new ETF that you have, this crossover ETF, and what makes it so unique, because one thing we know about Wall Street, there's always been levels, right? You retail, you get offered all kinds of stuff, but there's juicy things that are offered to private equity, and you're now able, for instance, the gem of all gems in private companies is SpaceX.
Exactly.
And you have found a way to get SpaceX to the retail investors.
Yeah, finally. We want to democratize it and give access to everyone, really, to get access to these names. SpaceX, that's right now XOVR, the crossover ETF from EntrepreneurShares, is the only ETF that offers investors and retail investors access to private equity, and especially SpaceX, which many people want to get into, and it's so hard. We're the only ETF that now offers access to SpaceX. It's an unbelievable company. As you know, like if we compare to NASA, it's so much more efficient.
Sure. I mean, well, the SpaceX thing is absolutely phenomenal, and you can see obviously it's you know the price keeps going up on the private side. I imagine at some point they will go public. But also the way you've got this structured, if I understand. So a big chunk is SpaceX, but the bigger chunk is your index that has done extraordinarily well, which is your Entrepreneur 30. We've talked about that on the show. You put it out in 2005. It's up over 2,000%, up 62% this year. Those are the names that you apply sort of a VC research approach to, right?
Exactly. It's the Entrepreneur 30 Index. So we relaunched our fund in August 29. Since then, it has more than doubled the Qs and the S&P. And for the year, we're up 62%, the index. So now 85% of XOVR will be tracking the R30 index, which is the 30 best entrepreneurial companies. And as we've spoken before, NVIDIA, for example, was in our index in 2005, Amazon. So we get these companies very early. And now the rest of it, 15%, will be in private equity in names like SpaceX. And so names that we believe will be great. How often do you plan to add
names? I mean, I guess it sounds like you're being very selective. It's not about quantity, but quality.
Exactly. For example, SpaceX right now is our biggest weight. We believe in it. We got into it on Monday. That's public knowledge at $135 per share. That's at a $250 billion valuation. And then when the tender offer comes up, we expect and we're hopeful that it's going to increase the valuation. So
now, the crossover, by the way, I'll let the folks out there know, since last year, it started a year ago, last December, it was 12, now it's 19. So it's already made a really good move. But I'm always fascinated with this because, you know, I have different kind of brokers and, you know, and things are offered to me that aren't offered to regular folks.
Exactly.
And sometimes you get these upsides and you say, golly, how come that, you know, you have to be an accredited investor, all that kind of stuff. So I think what you're doing here is absolutely phenomenal for anyone who believes in the SpaceX story and they want to participate in it. Let me ask you about the broader market. Market's on fire, animal spirits are through the roof. Do you like what you see here?
I love what I see here. I've been optimistic all year. As you know, I'm getting even more optimistic now. I think we're going to have a great year end, and I'm very hopeful that 2025 will be great, especially for companies that are high growth, ultra high growth in some cases, private equity. We see more companies now staying private for longer. So, for example, SpaceX, we don't know if it's going to go public. We see what's going on now with Elon Musk, with the nuisance lawsuits. There's so much regulation. So I think private equity, there's a lot of money going into private equity, high-tech companies, AI companies, you know, we love AI. These companies are going to do great in 2025, hopefully.
The amount of money that's being raised right now still on the VC side is mind-boggling, to your point. And these areas, and I mean, we got RFK Jr. coming in, right? The farming, new nutritional things. There are names that are going to become household names 5-10 years from now, but people will be able to invest in them much sooner. if they know about them.
Exactly.
Right.
And it made me sad all this time that friends of mine and people I know and investors that I know that may not be accredited or might not have 3 million to put into SpaceX, right, through any sort of platform or closed-end fund, they couldn't get in.
Right.
So we finally want to democratize this and give access to really anyone to have access to these names that are going to do great in the future.
It's great stuff. You got a hell of a track record, and this is something I'm telling you, people are going to love this. When people find out they can own SpaceX through this, you're going to do some pretty good business.
Thank you so much.
See you soon. Thanks.
Nice seeing you.